What's up, everybody? This is Calvin here. We are here again today live with Electronic Editions, home of Electronic News Network, and it is March the 30th, 7:50 a.m. We're going to be taking news off of our LinkedIn page today, guys. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. We'll also leave links to our other social media channels down in the description below, so you guys can follow us there as well. All right. Also, guys, if you haven't already, please visit our official website for more updated news on our blog as well. We update our blog weekly, as well as our tech deals on our website weekly as well too. That's electroniceditions.net. Again, that's electroniceditions.net. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started for today. Okay. So it looks like car manufacturer Ford stopped sales of its home charging station, right? So Ford has stopped selling its level 2 home chargers for the Mustang Mach-E after discovering some weren't working, right? The company tells The Verge, right? So the issue, which was first reported by Automotive News, has to do with wall box chargers registering a fault and stopping charging altogether, right? So Ford says there are no safety concerns, but it decided to stop selling the $800 home charging stations at the end of February until it figures out the problem, right? So Mackie owners can still charge their electric Mustangs using 120V or 240V outlets at home or at public charging stations, right? So owners who run into any issues, you can also call Ford at 1-800-392-3673. All right. So if you guys are trying to learn more about this as well, you can go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there. Okay. Moreover, guys, we also have news on T-Mobile, right? So T-Mobile is getting big on Google Android services, right? So RCS, YouTube TV, and Pixel, and more as well, right? Google and Google and T-Mobile are announcing a huge partnership today, with the carrier agreeing to showcase a suite of Google services on Android phones sold on the carrier's network, right? So the list includes officially supporting Google's Android messages with RCS app on all of T-Mobile's Android phones, right? Dropping T-Mobile's own TV services for Google's YouTube TV, showcasing Google One as the default backup service, right? And expanding support and sales of Google's hardware like the Pixel. This really does make sense too, right? I mean, you have T-Mobile is becoming pretty much the leader in selling Android phones out there. So, I mean, you have Google, which also is in the Android space. So partnership with them, as well as Google TV with Google's YouTube TV, definitely makes sense, right? So I think T-Mobile's move on that is definitely a good one right there. So T-Mobile and Google say the carrier has the most Android smartphone customers in the U.S. With this big partnership, right? Those customers will have a phone that is more likely to showcase native Google services instead of less well-supported services from the carrier or manufacturer, right? So that's definitely a great move by T-Mobile, and I think even in the future they're still going to be the leader, especially in the U.S., selling the most Android smartphones, right? Especially T-Mobile, their service is very economic friendly. Lots of personal family members and friends of mine do have T-Mobile as well, so I mean it just makes sense, right? So if you guys are trying to learn more about this too, go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there too. Moreover, news on gaming, it looks like Activision shrinks Call of Duty file sizes so you can download other games as well. So this is good too, guys. Obviously, we know Call of Duty, if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, Call of Duty games tend to be very, very massive in size. And, it really is hard to download other games after you download Call of Duty. Well, now it looks like they're shrinking the file sizes so it will be easier for you, right? So it looks like Activision is finally doing something about the tremendous file sizes of recent Call of Duty games. The company is announcing that both Modern Warfare and the free to play Warzone will be much easier on hard drives after the next update. So the space savings vary depend on what platform the game is installed and which content packs you have installed, right? But they'll be at least 30 gigabytes if you have both full games installed, meaning you'll actually have enough room to install another AAA game if you like, right? So the update is set to be released on March 30th, which is today, but while it may be easier on your hard drive, downloading it won't be easy on your internet connection, right? So Activision says that the one-time Season 2 reloaded update will be larger than usual, up to 57 gigabytes for those who just play Warzone, right? So the good news is that the future updates shouldn't be as big, but you want to mind your data caps for sure. All right, so definitely keep that in mind, guys, when you're downloading. This new update as well. Definitely, it'll shrink the sizes too, but definitely be wary of your internet connection as well too, guys. Right. So if you guys want to learn more about this too, please go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there as well too. Moreover, guys, we have it looks like a smart car, electric car manufacturer, Hyundai, the Hyundai Kona, right? So don't park your Hyundai Kona EV inside because it could catch fire. So it looks like the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration issued a recall for 2019 and 2020 Hyundai Kona and 2020 Hyundai Ioniq electric vehicles after over a dozen battery fires were reported, right? So the agency is also warning owners against parking their vehicles near their homes or any flammable structure, right? So an electrical short in the Kona's lithium ion battery cells increases the risk of fire while parked charging and driving, the NHTSA said, adding, the safest place to park them is outside and away from homes and other structures, right? So last month, Hyundai announced that it will recall some close to 76,000 Kona EVs built between 2018 and 2020 over the battery fire concerns, right? So it was the second recall for the Kona, but the first one that was global in nature, right? The automaker also said it would recall some Lonix and electric buses that it manufactures. In total, Hyundai said it will recall 82,000 vehicles, which it estimates will cost $900 million, right? So this probably wouldn't have been a huge cost to them if they really took the time to built these vehicles really right? And, also the flip side, you could say, hey, how do they know that they're going to catch fire? So, all in all, I feel like it's definitely a step up from them. They definitely need to bear this cost because, again, that's definitely a safety hazard. Say if any children or any families are in the car, or that's their only family car that they have, and it catches fire, that's definitely not a good look. So it looks like they're recalling, guys. And if you have one of these vehicles between the years of 2018 and 2020, it is definitely good. So you can go ahead, definitely contact them. Even maybe if yours is not having problems, I would definitely check up to go to the nearest Hyundai dealership to go see if yours has any concerns about your battery and stuff like that. Definitely just so it is not a future issue. So if you guys are trying to learn more about this too, you can go ahead. You can also go ahead on the Hyundai website as well, but you can go ahead and follow us on LinkedIn, click into the the article. You guys can learn more about it there. All right, so it looks like more news on kind of GPU chips. It looks like Asus is writing a new wave of compact RTX 3060 cards with this bulky GPU, right? So unlike most GPUs in the RTX 3000 series, NVIDIA's RTX 3060 graphic cards can be relatively compact, right? So the dual fan EVGA RTX 3060 XC we reviewed measure just 201.8 millimeters long, for example, making it easy to fit in most gaming cases. But if you want something even smaller, Asus has become the latest to announce a single fan RTX 3060 GPU from its Phoenix brand, which is known for making compact desktop GPUs, right? So, which is really cool. Asus's single fan GPU is actually the longest single fan GPU announced so far at 177 millimeters long and 2.55 slots wide, while companies like Gainward 170 millimeters, right? So the Palette 170 millimeters and the MSI 172 millimeters have all created more compact single fan RTX 3060 GPUs that are even slightly shorter and take up only 2 slots each, right? So which is pretty compact, right? So still the Asus is notably shorter than the already short dual fan EVGA 3060 card we reviewed as well, right? So if you guys are trying to learn more about that too, and more about pricing and where you can go ahead and grab yours as well, you can go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article, and you guys can learn more about this there as well too. Right, so it looks like a modder made a way to mine Bitcoin on a Game Boy very, very slowly, guys. So this is very, very interesting because we know if you guys are into cryptocurrency, in the blockchain space, into Bitcoin, we know that most people, they try to mine cryptocurrency, they try to mine Bitcoin on, computers. Some people have mining farms. It really takes computer power, right? So it looks like somebody was able to modify a Game Boy so they're able to mine Bitcoin on the Game Boy. We know Game Boys are very old Nintendo systems that were brought out in the early 90s, even into the early 2000s, and we know that this would never be heard of, right? So, but hey, more tech geeks are out there more than ever, which is amazing. So this person, it goes by the name of YouTuber Stack Smashing, was able to do this as well, right? So if your desire to mine Bitcoin has been thwarted by a lack of GPU stock and flimsy BIOS locks, YouTuber Stack Smashing may be able to help, right? So they've made a Game Boy miner which only needs a Game Boy console and slightly modified link cable, right? So a Raspberry Pi Pico and a regular computer, right? So via the Tomsware. So the conceit of the project is that all the mining happens on the stock Game Boy, which was released a full 20 years before Bitcoin was invented. Right, so of course it does need some help. The Game Boy can't actually connect to the internet and it can't hold the entire blockchain, obviously, right? So to deal with that, Stack Smashing uses the Pico and link cable to connect to the computer, which is running a Bitcoin node. So after it's connected, the Game Boy runs the hashing program from a programmable cartridge and even plays a fun animation while it's mining, right? So that's really, really cool, guys. If you guys are trying to learn more on how to do that, maybe on how to set that up, go ahead on YouTube. You can go ahead, look up the YouTuber. It's all one word, Stack Smashing, and you'll be able to, figure out how he did it as well. But this is a very, very cool, very, very cool idea. Imagine if you're able to mine, maybe he'll be able to figure out a way to mine Bitcoin on the Nintendo Switch, on the Nintendo DS. That would just be awesome. That's like kind of unheard of, honestly, but definitely check that out. So if you guys are trying to learn more about that, please go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there as well. So more news on the tech giant Amazon, right? So it looks like Amazon's union vote ends soon, but it's just the beginning of the company's labor reckoning, right? So, for you guys that, work in Amazon, you guys have, heard this news as well. This may not be new to you, right? So for the last 7 weeks, workers at Amazon warehouse in Bessemer, Alabama, have been voting by mail on whether to unionize, right? So this is something that you've never really heard of, especially, all up into this time. Amazon workers, I guess, have been okay. Personally, I don't really work at Amazon, so I wouldn't really know what's on the inside. But, workers are starting to step up, right? So their ballots are due on Monday, March 29th, which was yesterday, and counting will begin the next day, which is today, right? So if the union wins, the warehouse employees would become the first members of Amazon's U.S. workforce to unionize, a momentous event at a company that has long aggressively resisted labor organizing, and one that could be a first step towards improving conditions at the country's second largest employer, right? So, um, if you go ahead and click into the article, we can definitely see what's happened so far and what's going to happen next, right? So this is a pretty big deal. Obviously, Amazon is a huge, huge employer in the U.S. Amazon, as well as Walmart, as well as a few other retailers as well. But this is pretty big, guys. So pretty much, so who's voting, right? So the vote is taking place at Amazon warehouse called BHM1 in Bessemer, Alabama, outside of Birmingham, right? So it opened recently, beginning operations last March, but by the summer, workers had grown frustrated enough with conditions there that they reached out to retail, wholesale, and department store union, which had a presence at nearby poultry plants and other businesses. By November, organizers had gathered sufficient signatures to petition the National Labor Relations Board for an election which is being held by mail due to the pandemic, right? So in total, nearly 6,000 workers are eligible to vote, right? So why are they unionizing, right? So employees say Amazon's demanding and automatically enforce productivity metrics make work grueling, stressful, and dehumanizing. And just to take a step back from this article, guys, this is something that I've heard from, other friends of mine, other people that I know. They applied to Amazon, they worked there. It looks like Amazon, not to bash Amazon or anything like that, but they have a very strict schedule and a very strict time in which you can work, also where you can take a bathroom break, because there's so many orders coming in that they have to fulfill things on time. It creates a very, very strict productivity workplace, right? So it looks like the workers, and this was this was bound to happen, right? If you have these type of strict work environments where people are not really feeling, you know, um, too comfortable and feeling too restricted, they're going to rise up eventually, right? So, moreover, it looks like Amazon tracks two metrics, right? So the average rate at which workers perform a task called take time, right, and how much time they spend not scanning items called time off task, right? So if workers fail to maintain a fast pace, they get reprimanded or fired. This is something that I heard of about before too, personally, while talking with somebody working at Amazon as well. So it's hard to do, especially when you have a lot of big products coming, said Perry Connolly, a worker at BHM1 who supports the union. It got to the point where people started complaining about going to the bathroom and coming back, something being said to them about taking their time and going up, right? This is common complaint among workers at BHM1 and other Amazon facilities. In an emailed statement, Amazon spokesperson Heather Knox said that, like most companies, we have performance expectations for every Amazonian. right? So Amazonian, right? So that's a funny name they call their workers, right? So be it a corporate employee or a fulfillment center associate, and we measure actual performance against those expectations. Knox said performance is measured and evaluated over a long period of time, and that we support people who are not performing to the levels expected, dedicated coaching to help them improve. Knox also said that workers are allowed to grab a snack, water, or use the toilet whenever needed, but did not directly address the workers' complaints that they were being penalized for doing so. So Connolly and other workers hope a union can improve working conditions and create a process around dismissals that feel less arbitrary, right? So I just want the people to get treated with respect. Daryl Richardson, one of the employees, to initially reach out to the RWDSU, previously told The Verge, right? So it looks like workers also hope a union can negotiate higher pay. Many of the workers are acutely aware that Amazon has done stupendously well during the pandemic, with profits up 84% in 2020, and Jeff Bezos' personal wealth rising by about $70 billion, right? Meanwhile, many BHM1 workers like Connolly have seen their wages drop, right? So BHM1 opened in March when Amazon had implemented $2 per hour in additional hazard pay program. The company ended in June, dropping their pay to $15.30 an hour. A lot of people are talking about the fact that he received billions of dollars in the pandemic from all his facilities, but he didn't kick none of that money back to his employees who are actually working in the trenches for him, said Connolly, right? So if the pandemic sharpened employees' grievances, the Black Lives Matter protests last summer following the killing of George Floyd helped galvanize many to act, right? So the majority of workers at BHM1 are Black, and many participated in the protests around Birmingham, right? So the RWDSU has also framed the campaign as a matter of civil rights and racial justice, right? A lot of the employees at Amazon are Black, and a lot are tired of being treated any kind of way, talked to any kind of way, and being treated like they're less than anyone else, said Connolly. With Black Lives Matter coming in, it's showing that you have a voice now. Let's do something with it right now. The union is another entity of that voice. And that is a very, very well said statement, honestly. You know, Amazon, we have Jeff Bezos making billions of dollars, right? We have the workers working, day and night, constantly making things happen. $15 an hour. I personally, I just don't think that's enough. It should be definitely more towards at least 18 an hour, more towards, maybe even 23, 25 an hour, right? You have workers that are working in the facilities, handling orders, but you also have workers that are driving. They do Amazon delivery. You even have, Amazon delivery apps as well too. So hopefully this union, cooperation definitely pushes the message forward. And Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and their board can definitely act accordingly, and increasing pay and working with the workers as well to penalize them less for actually taking breaks and just maybe even being on the phone or going out to use the bathroom, or for their lunch breaks and stuff like that, right? So I get productivity matters, people want their products, but also people are human, and you need to have less strict policies, right? So this is a very, very great thing that they're doing. So if you guys want to learn more about this, go ahead. Please follow us on LinkedIn. Click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there as well too. All right, so it looks like also smartphone manufacturer, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, has the Death Star of camera bumps, right? So we were warned, right? But as is so often the case, our feeble minds couldn't fully grasp it until it was staring us in the face. We saw the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra's camera bump in a pre-announcement unboxing video, so we knew what was likely in store. In an absolutely massive bump, with three rear-facing cameras next to 1-inch screen. But now that the phone has officially launched, we've seen it from more angles. We can confirm that it is actually the Death Star of camera bumps as well, right? So obviously you can see from the photos here this camera bump as well too. Let us know what you think about this camera bump. Some people, are for it. Others, they don't really like, how it really looks like. Let us know in the comments below what you think. But if you guys want to learn more about this too, go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there too. Also, guys, more news on T-Mobile. It looks like T-Mobile is already shutting down its live TV service, partners with YouTube TV and Filio, right? So only 5 months after announcing its TVision streaming service, T-Mobile today shared news that TVision's 3 bundles of live channels will all shut down at the end of April, right? So the development comes as part of the T-Mobile's new partnership with Google and YouTube, which is making out to be a huge deal, right? So the carrier says YouTube TV will now fill the role of its live TV solution, right? So it's also positioning Philo TV as replacement for its base offering, right? So the Live and the Live Plus and Live Zone services that are available with TVision will go dark on April 29th, right? And so we also know that T-Mobile is adding more Android type of services like Google, YouTube TV, and also, more Google and YouTube streaming services, right? We discussed that a little bit earlier, right? So that is pretty much their plan, and we'll see how it goes. Honestly, I think it's a good partnership with Google and YouTube to do that, and it just makes it more friendly. Obviously, you go to T-Mobile, you get a great priced Android. They sell the most Androids in the US as well already, so why not already partner with Google and YouTube? Even, maybe they can do a partnership deal sometimes. I know YouTube TV, the streaming service already costs money. Maybe if you get the T-Mobile Android version, you can maybe get 6 months to a year free. They can do some sort of partnership like that, some sort of deals like that. So it makes sense, right? So if you guys want to learn more about this too, please go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there too. Moreover, it looks like PayPal, right? So PayPal, financial tech service, right? So fintech service, PayPal will let U.S. users pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin starting today, right? So we already knew that PayPal was planning to support cryptocurrencies as a form of payment, and now the online payment app announced U.S. customers can do just that with its checkout with crypto feature rolling out today. So that is amazing, guys. If you guys use PayPal, now there is no reason that you can't send Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, right? It used to be that, hey, do you have PayPal or do you have Bitcoin? Like for some services, when you're trying to transact online, or say if you're doing a transaction on a website, it's either either or. Now it looks like PayPal does have the ability where you can check out with crypto, which is rolling out again today. So definitely, guys, check that out. So after rolling out the ability for U.S. users to directly buy and sell cryptocurrencies directly from their accounts last November, PayPal's new checkout with crypto allows users to instantly convert their Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash to US dollars with no additional transaction fees that PayPal then uses to complete the transaction. If a merchant doesn't take US dollars, PayPal also converts those dollars into local currency at standard conversion rates set by PayPal, right? So that is really, really good. So if you guys want to learn more about this too, please go ahead, follow us on LinkedIn, click into the article. You guys can learn more about it there. Lastly, guys, it looks like, this was definitely bound to happen. There's a lot of controversy about this topic, but it looks like Nike sues over Lil Nas X's unauthorized Satan shoes. Okay, Nike has sued Internet Collective MSCHF for selling unauthorized Satan shoes in collaboration with rapper Lil Nas X. Right, so the shoe company says MSCHF infringed on its trademarks by selling limited edition custom Nikes that were allegedly modified with a drop of human blood, right? So since the Satan shoes, as they are officially called, were announced last week, Nike claims they have harmed its reputation, including among consumers who believe that Nike is endorsing Satanism, right? So it's asking for the shoes to be destroyed and for MSCHF to pay financial damages. And this is a very great move by Nike. And this is just ridiculous because we have a rapper, Lil Nas X, right? And he's more of kind of like a country rapper for you guys that know who he is, and his stunt that he just pulled with this too. And when you look at the shoes, they look like they're from Nike because they do have the Nike logo swoosh on the shoes, right? But this is just unacceptable, right? And the company that helped made the shoes, right? So it looks like MSCHF. That's copywriting, right? So they can get sued for that, and they're going to pay a lot, a lot of money, right? And because they're endorsing something that is just honestly not appropriate, right? When you're talking about Satanism, Satan shoes, this is something that's, inappropriate. And you're talking about there's a drop of real human blood in each shoe, right? That's something that, is unacceptable. I know Nike does not condone it. I know many other people is not condoning what this rapper is doing. And if you watch his video, his music video, it's personally, I think it's just sickening, especially what he's doing. Yes, I get, you may be a homosexual rapper, okay, fine, but what you're depicting is way out of line, really ridiculous. And for little kids that are coming up and watching it and really, maybe aspiring to be a hip hop artist and stuff like that, that is not what should be depicted for the culture as well too. I think that it's way out of line. It's ridiculous, and Nike really does deserve to be paying, for these financial damages. It's getting the wrong name, especially Nike, a really great brand and a company known for really athleticism, really in terms of the good, really, for hard work and everything. For you to be destroying their name like that is really uncalled for. And so, yeah, I hope they win. They win millions and hopefully billions of dollars because that's just ridiculous. And yeah, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. But yeah, that's honestly very unacceptable. And I feel like a lot of even the younger generation are starting to see how unacceptable this is as well too. Just not a good thing. So that is pretty much what is the deal, guys. That is where we're going to stop with today, guys. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, hopefully a wonderful week as well. It's already Tuesday. Great weather out, especially in Boston. Definitely, guys, keep staying safe. Keep staying updated with our tech updates and tech deals, especially on our website. Visit us at electroniceditions.net, and so you can be updated with the newest tech products as well. Without further ado, we're going to let you guys go for today, and have a great day, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Peace out.